it is our duty to be prudent with the people's money, provide full accountability, and to be transparent about our actions. Deputy Speaker, this Davis-led administration is taking bold steps.
Coming up in the news, Doctors Hospital hosting a 2-day clinical job fair on Grands Bahama, a technical school unveiling new courses, and this week is National Disability Week. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, a major medical operator providing opportunities for Grands Bahama residents. Doctors Hospital preparing to open on this northern island in just a matter of months. The private healthcare facility based in New Providence recently hosted a special naming and unveiling ceremony for a medical center in the 8 Mile Rock area, and the hospital will also be opened in the community of Freeport. Now, as a part of preparations to open on Grands Bahama, the hospital is searching for employees to staff both facilities. This morning, a 2-day job fair began at the Pelican Bay Resort, and officials say it is their goal to help develop the Grands Bahama workforce. Italia Hall was there.
A number of Grand Bahamians turning out for the Doctors Hospital clinical job fair at the Pelican Bay Resort on Wednesday morning. Senior Vice President of Human Resources and Quality, Openet Roll, says the clinical job fair is all a part of their journey in opening up their 2 facilities on the island.
We're just moving ahead to see what talent is on island, to be able to see what our offerings may be able to happen with them, and then also recognizing if there are gaps, how do we fill them? And more importantly for us, though, is as we identify these individuals to be able to train them in what we call the Doctors Hospital way.
Senior Vice President of Patient Care Services, Bridget Sherman, says interviews will continue until 8 p.m. on Wednesday. And as for Thursday, interviews will take place between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. She says this job fair is geared towards clinical workers.
Midwives, dialysis nurses who are trained and certified to work in the OR or recovery room, for instance, patient care technicians, trained clinical nurses, scrub techs, all of the auxiliary staff.
Sherman says overall the response has been positive from the Grand Bahama community.
We sent the flyer out last week and we got very, very good feedback from the flyer in terms of persons contacting us directly. When we look at the number of persons who uploaded and began their accounts in our human resource software, because on the flyer it did have that link to go to, that number increased dramatically. And so we're hoping that those persons, in addition to others who may not have signed up, because we are accepting walk-ins.
And for those who will not have an opportunity to be a part of the job fair this week, it's not too late.
We are receiving documents and also speaking on the side with persons who may be on the administrative side for another level of interviewing. So we're not going to refuse people. We really are here to help people. And so this focus is for clinical, and we will have multiple roundings, I'm sure, of persons being able to come and apply for positions with us.
The Senior Vice President of Human Resources and Quality speaking on the company's commitment to Grand Bahama.
One of the most important things in any country is the ability to have options for your care. And so we know of the public health system, the Grand Bahama health system, but also the opportunity to have another level of care for those persons who wish to come for our services. So it's so important to meet the needs of our customers. We have heard persons crying out, wanting a private healthcare facility, and our CEO and President, Dr. Digges, this has always been a vision of his.
Now both facilities, the hospital in Freeport, as well as the medical center in 8 Mile Rock, are set to open in 2022. For more information, persons are asked to visit www.doctorshos.com/careers. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Bimini has always been a gem in the Bahamas for many years as it relates to tourist arrivals, especially boaters. With curfew now removed from the island, visitors are beginning to make their way to the island frequently. Well, in this report, once visitors arrive to the island, they can expect a variety of options for sightseeing, including a new business that recently came on stream. Jay Philippe has more.
For many years, Bimini has been one of the islands in the country that visitors flock to from around the world. With its close proximity to Miami, Florida, Floridians find themselves making frequent trips to the island, whether by boat or by plane. Once on the island, the main mode of ground transportation is golf carts or trams. With the country now open to welcoming visitors back, entrepreneur William Butler and his partners of Bimini Vista Adventures, which is a new transportation and tour operating business on the island, believes that new business such as theirs can capitalize on the demands of the island as it relates to creating an experience for visitors to the island.
We first worked for a hotel corporation doing tourism, doing tours, bringing customers down from up at the port up there, passengers, and bringing them down and let them visit Bimini. And they eventually went out of business 2 years ago. So a person that we are partners with is Valone Nesbitt Ramings from Freeport. And she was doing this business in Freeport, this type of business. So we got together, we joined together, and we formed this company that we have right now to continue doing exactly what we were doing before when Hotel Corporation was involved.
He admits that the business is still in its early stages of branding. However, he adds that his business offers unique services to his customers, such as heritage tours, just to name a few.
We do tours, a heritage tour, where we go around the island, South Bimini and whatever, and we also assist in bringing passengers down from up at the port, bringing them down into Alistown where they could experience the straw market and Radio Beach and other areas on the island, where they can really experience Bimini and not just stay on the port up there.
Butler shares how the company has seen an uptick in business since curfew and traveling restrictions were lifted.
When we originally opened, it was March 2019, and everything shut down at the very same time in March. So we've been shut down for like 18 months. For the last 4 or 5 months or so, when the cruise ships started coming in now, we're really operating, doing pretty good business with the cruise passengers, and we have contracts with Scarlet Lady, where we have tours booked directly from Scarlet Lady, and we're also becoming online with Caribbean.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
The mother of 4-year-old Bella Walker was granted $20,000 bail by a Supreme Court judge yesterday in the nation's capital. 29-year-old Austonia Walker has been charged with child cruelty and exposing a child to grievous harm. Tonight, those close to Bella, along with concerned residents, are responding to the court's decision to grant bail. Ramiko Knowles reports.
It's a storyline with many moving parts. Firstly, the tragic death of 4-year-old Bella in the nation's capital, followed by conflicting reports of alleged sexual abuse. Then, a custody battle to determine who gets to make the funeral arrangements. And at the latest turn of events, the Supreme Court's decision to grant the mother bail. Our ZNS News team visited the community of Hunters to hear from residents on the court's decision to grant the mother bail. Laverne Taylor works as a security guard next to the home where Bella lived. She describes her relationship with the 4-year-old.
I know Bella by working right here. She lived here in the community next door to the school, and she normally come over through that gate. Sometimes we lock off, and but we have fun with her. She comes here to the security booth because she wasn't in school, and for the last couple years, just dealing with her hands on from Monday through Friday. So yeah, her and I used to have fun. Teach her little ABCs, count little spelling words, nursery rhymes and stuff. I used to help out right here. That was my little friend.
When asked how she felt about the mother who is now out on bail, she could not hold back the tears.
It hurts a whole lot. a whole lot to know that she got bail.
Deacon at St. Vincent de Paul's Catholic Church, Donald Duncombe, also knew the 4-year-old. Saddened by the fact that he will never see her face again, he drew a picture of her on the building next to her home as a tribute.
I used to call her a good nuisance. She would come to Grandma's house and she would always be questioning me on certain things. But the thing that interests me the most, and that's why I put the picture on that side as well, she always wanted to be a part of Lewis Yard School. That's something she always told me. She's going to go to school. She's going to go to school.
He believes that persons have a right to be outraged at the court's decision, but in the end, he says a decision has to be made.
I've shed many tears during this process, and I'm doing well today because when I talk, I don't make it, right? But we have to remember that the coin could be flipped on any one of us, right? Yes, we should be angry, but we need to place our anger properly so that we get the proper results, especially to make sure that Bella's death is not a death that goes in vain.
Now, we did speak to Bella Walker's family, who were too distraught to appear on camera. However, they did tell our ZNS News team that they were not pleased with the court's decision to give the mother bail. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Now, as part of the conditions of her release, Walker must sign into the Wolf Road Police Station 3 times a week before 7 p.m. In other news, a local technical institution is providing more opportunities for persons in the technical sector. Roofnell Technical Institute is now introducing a community awareness program. President of RTI, Fred Delancey, says the purpose of the program is to encourage residents to take advantage of the jobs and opportunities available through technical education.
RTI is presently conducting, in preparation for the winter semester 2022 as in January, we are conducting a registration drive, and as an incentive for early registration, residents will receive a 50% discount on registration fee if they register during the months of November or December this year. And due to the fact that classes are being held in the evenings and on Saturdays, we are encouraging high school seniors to also take advantage and enroll some of these technical courses and receive credits towards a technical certificate. RTI believes that all Bahamians should be exposed to good quality technical education and become equipped to qualify for the numerous, exciting, challenging, and financially rewarding opportunities in the industrial and technical workforce.
He says BJC classes are also being offered for high school students every Saturday between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 noon.
That's 2 hours every Saturday, and right now we're running classes English, Math, Science, and Religion for anyone who's interested. Presently, 30 persons are enrolled in the program right now. We have room now for about 50 more.
This week is National Disability Week, and social services, along with a number of relative stakeholders, are doing their part to create awareness on challenges for members of that community, among them the Deaf Association. Our Shoshana Farquharson speaks with the president of that association on their challenges and past achievements.
President of the Grand Bahama Deaf Association and Commissioner of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, Jonathan Cooper, says despite the lingering challenges, the country has come a long way in addressing the needs of the deaf community.
We have had past discrimination and people who are offering them a job, and we've had persons who wanted a home. We have asked persons to accept them in education, and because there is a lack of interpreters in the deaf community.
He says for the past 3 years, he has been working to do more for the disabled community in Grand Bahama and for them to be recognized.
I don't want persons with disability here in Grand Bahama feel that they are by themselves, but I am working hard along with my interpreter, Mrs. Knowles, and other representatives, in bringing awareness, ensure that there is a voice in Grand Bahama. We've been touching with government. It doesn't matter which government it is, but in hoping that something happens.
Cooper contends that part of their push is to teach persons throughout the island sign language, a 6 to 12-week course that he believes everyone should take.
It's only 2 of us, where we do at the courthouse at the police station or at the bank, there's always a problem. So we are always there for them. So I want persons to come on out and learn sign language. Always remember, the deaf they actually listen with their eyes and speak with their hands. So it's fun. It's a learning process. So you're going to love it. Just come on out.
The Department of Social Services is hosting a number of initiatives this week to bring focus on matters of importance to the disabled community. Shashina Rolf-Arkeson, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.